Zachary in Hampton, Georgia, you say the New Deal failed, really?
Yeah, actually, and I can prove it to you with a view on the fact that there actually had to be two New Deals, not just one. And the second New Deal was enacted in 1936, I believe, and Henry Morgenthau Jr. testified in front of Congress. I've got the exact quote right here. "We have tried spending money. We are spending more than we have ever spent before, and it does not work.
But it did.
I say after 8 years of this administration, we have just as much as unemployment as we had when we started.
But we didn't. He was wrong. Go back and look at the statistics. I mean, you can find right-wing cranks who testify before Congress who say just about anything you want, Zachary, but the fact of the matter is that between 1933 and 1936, Franklin Roosevelt had dramatically cut unemployment. He had put millions of people back to work. The economy was starting to pick back up again. We were largely out of the Great Depression, and it was working. It was working. And then you had these right-wingers going, "Oh, we can't be doing this. We've got to dial back on this." And tragically, Franklin Roosevelt listened to them. And in 1937, he dialed back on spending on the New Deal, and it threw the country back into a recession.
Tom, who was Henry Morgenthau Jr.?
I don't recall. Was he the Secretary of the Treasury?
He was for FDR, I believe. So a right-wing crank.
Well, okay, so he's not a right-wing crank. But I challenge your assertion, and I don't know the accuracy of your assertion, of his assertion. I find it hard to believe that a member of Franklin Roosevelt's own cabinet would go before Congress and say what we're doing hasn't worked. I find that very hard to believe.
Well, I would challenge you to research that. But secondly, if the New Deal was so successful, Charles Tansel actually wrote a book called Backdoor to War, in which it was the second. It was basically the second version of which he investigates State Department letters that were declassified. Basically saying from 1933 to 1939, Roosevelt was doing everything he could to get us involved in war, because he knew that wartime spending was the only thing that could correct the economy.
In other words, we needed more government spending, more government stimulus. I would say that Roosevelt was doing everything he could to get us involved in war after Hitler invaded Poland, because he was getting the reports about what was going on in the United States. Let me give you the exact numbers. Thank you, Shane. Shane just handed them to me. In 1925, the U.S. unemployment rate was at 8%. 1930, it was 8%. 1931, it was at 14%. 1932, it was at 25%. 1933, now this is the year that Franklin Roosevelt was sworn in, right? 1933, it was at 26%. 1934, the New Deal is kicking in. Unemployment's back down to 21%. 1935, unemployment's at 19%. 1936, unemployment is 17%. In 1937, unemployment is at 14%. And then, as I said, in 1937, Roosevelt dialed back on the New Deal, and unemployment went back up to 20% in 1938. He started spending money again in 1938. He said, oops, that was a mistake. And by 1939, it was back down to 17%. And by 1940, it was at 14%. And 1941, the year that we entered the war, and that was December. So the year of 1941, you can't attribute to the war. By that time, unemployment was at 10%. You can't say the country's in a Great Depression when unemployment is at 10%. In fact, I don't think you can say the country's which was 1941. I don't think you can say the country's in a Great Depression in 1937 when unemployment was at 14%.
I don't disagree, but the problem is that when they enacted the second New Deal, which actually didn't dial back the first one, it added on to the first, unemployment rose again. It didn't fall. And so
my point, this was Franklin Roosevelt modifying his policies to accommodate the Republicans and the deficit hawks. There was such a drumbeat for him to stop spending government money and stop indebting our people. And so he dialed back, and what happened? Unemployment went back up again. Zachary, good try, but just look at the numbers.